right, guys, Mr. Muscato with you one more time here. Part three, finishing the project. All right, so if you'll remember from part two, we started building the layers, and there was a specific pattern that we were following. All right, so that pattern was the object, the image is invisible, all right, up until it starts to fade in, right? So we add the image at frame one, but we may not need that image, right, until frame 60 or frame 24 or wherever we need that image to actually start to fade in. Once it starts to fade in, then its life cycle is very simple. Fades in for 12 frames, fully visible for 24 frames, fades out for 12 frames, right? Alpha value of 0 goes to alpha value of 100, stays at an alpha value of 100, and then goes back down to an alpha value of 0. So in part two, we added the first three images, right? Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, or layer 1, layer 3, layer 4 here. Okay, we don't have a layer 2. I'm going to add the last two images, right, which are going to follow the same pattern that we had before. All right, so I'm going to kind of speed through those a little bit. And then once we have that basic movement set up, I'm going to go back and finish out layer 1 so that we get a nice looping effect. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and lock layer 4. Okay, and actually I'm going to hide layers 1 and 3 there. I just want layer 4 to be visible. I'm going to add a new layer there. I'm going to go to my library. I'm going to add, at this point I guess I could add the crazies picture, right? Drop that guy on the stage, resize him if I need to, although that's not a bad size there. Okay, so we'll cut off a couple of guys, but that's okay. All right. So he's positioned there. He's already a symbol. I'm going to add a motion tween to him. Create motion tween. Remember that at frame 1, I want him to have an alpha value of 0. Okay. So he's at 0, and I don't need him to start to fade in until my layer 4 picture starts to fade out, which is all the way out here at frame 96. All right, so at frame 96, I'm going to add a keyframe. Okay, and then he's going to fade in from frame 96 to frame 108. So I'm going to add a final key or a second keyframe or a third keyframe for this layer at frame 108. At frame 108, he needs to have an alpha value of 100%. All right, so I'm going to fade him in. So again, as my team busting through the banner picture fades out, right, my crazies fade in. All right, so we're going to go ahead and, again, follow the same pattern. He's going to display for 24 frames. So I'm at frame 106, or 108, I should say. I'm sorry, plus 24 is frame 132. I'm going to move out to frame 132, press the F6 key. He has an alpha value of 100 still. There's no change between 108 and 132. And then from 132 to 144, he's going to fade out. Add a keyframe at 144. Set an alpha value there of 0. So he's fading out. Okay. My last image, my fifth image, then, okay, and I'm going to hide layer 4, lock layer 5, add a layer 6, basically the same pattern. I'm going to add the image at frame 1. Okay, and this is Coach Stengel. All right, winning a state championship here. This was back in 2000. I think that's 2004. All right, it was a long time ago. We're going to add a motion tween at this point. Whoops, okay. Sorry about that. I added the wrong image there. So let me just get rid of him. Add the, here it is, the symbol. I added the image, not the symbol. All right, rookie mistake. So I'm going to add him there. Okay, that's a symbol. Now I can add the motion tween. All right, and again, he's going to have an alpha value of 0. All all right from the get-go, and he's not actually going to start working until we get all the way out to frame 132. All right, so frame 132, add a keyframe. Okay, at frame 144, add another keyframe. Right, so he's 0 at 132 and fully visible at 144. Okay, alpha value of 100. Follows the same pattern from 144 to plus 24 is 168. I think that math is right. Add a keyframe. He's fully visible for 100, for 24 frames, right? Fully visible at a alpha value of 100%. And then from frame 168 to 180, he's going to fade out. Add a keyframe at frame 180, set the alpha value back down to 0. Okay. So this is what I have so far. All right, I'm almost done. Not quite, but I'm almost done. All right, so this is what I have so far. Pictures fading in, pictures fading out. Okay. I've got all 5 of my images working. Now, the only thing that's left now, other than putting my name on the project, all right, is having that first image fade back in. So as the final image fades out, I need the first image to fade back in. So what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to lock my final layer here. I'm going to go back down to my first layer. Okay. And I'm going to add a keyframe, all right, at my first layer at frame 168. All right, which is all the way down here. All right, frame 168. I'm going to add a keyframe there, right? So let me unlock that layer. All right, so at frame 168 for the first layer, press the F6 key. Now, what's happening here, right, is remember, let me hide all the other layers. Okay, that image starts fully visible at 100%. He fades out. He is going to be fully invisible until frame 168, where he's going to fade back in. All right, so for the last 12 frames of the sequence of the animation, all right, so I'm adding a keyframe at frame 180. All right, he's going to fade in, so he's going to go from fully invisible to fully visible in the last half second of the sequence. All right, so alpha value is 0 at 168. Alpha value is 100 at frame 180. All right, so if I go back, all right, so let's take a look at the last image again. Right, so remember that I have my championship picture there. As that image fades out, my logo fades back in, right? So if I run this once through, whoops, I have everything hidden. Try that again. Okay. All right, let's try it with the layers actually visible this time, all the layers. All right, so I hit enter, right, off we go. All right, basic slideshow sequence. Okay, so we end up right back where we started. All right, if I run this as a loop, control enter, all right, you can see what I have so far. All right, and it loops very nicely. All right, so to finish this out, I need to add my name, and I could always change the stage color if I want, so anything like that. Right, so what I'll do is I'll add my name to this. Very important to add your name. Okay, so I'll just use the text tool here. I'll put my name up here somewhere. And let me go back and let's get to 100% so we can actually see what's going on. All right, so Moscato there. Okay, let me center this back in. And if I want to, I can always change the stage color, so I think for for the demo, I had put it like a red color or something like that in. All right. And let's run it through, right? So this is basically what we have. All right. So if I run this as a movie, all right, there we go. That's what we have. We have a nice looping um, slideshow here, very basic slideshow. All right. Pictures fade in, pictures fade out, pictures display fully. The timing of this is very important. All right, so we want to make sure that we do follow the timing. All right, all of the images need to follow the same pattern. All right, so if we take a look at Blackboard one more time and we take a look at the project specs, okay, I do put in, all right, the timing for the first three or so frame layers, I should say. All right, and then I also give you written instruction on how to finish that last layer, which is the last layer, and then the fade in on the first layer. So the timing is important for this. All right, everything should follow the same pattern, except obviously the first layer. All right, so that's basically it. All right, for the basic slideshow project. Good luck with this, and if you have any questions, make sure that you stop by and see me. All right, this is Mr. Mascaro signing off. Have a good night.